Hello, hi there everyone. My name is Kenneth and I'm going to walk you through a process of career development today. So, here we go. Now, I would call it a five-stage phase, and the first phase would be self-assessment, the second phase would be research, the third phase is decision making, the fourth phase would be networks and contacts, and the fifth phase I call it to be work. The phase one is self assessment, personality, values, skills, career interest, knowledge and learning, and self employment. One of the most important factors in determining your happiness and success in job is understanding your personality, also referred to as characteristics or attitudes. Have you ever wondered what causes someone to study for years to enter a career such as engineering or law while another person will look for the quickest way to make money? What causes someone to switch his or her career midstream? The answer for this question is values. If you value good health, you will make time for daily exercise and proper nutrition. If you value career satisfaction, you will take the time to examine your values and make choices that are consistent with them. A skill is learned ability to do something well. Skills are the currency used by workers in the labor market. So these are the aspects of the stage one phase. Let me walk you through the second phase, which would be research. Now, when you gotta do research, you gotta be quite obsessed with the career trends because when making career decision it is important to remember that your choices must fit into the realities of the working world, and you really got to build your confidence for your job interviews. So you really got to have the information search, the information interviews. You got to also do the job shadowing because the goal of job shadowing is to gather critical information during your information exploration process. And last but not least, I would say gaining experience. Gaining experience is an actual work role in the best way to determine if the nature of the work is an acceptable fit or to match. Let me walk you through the third phase, which I call the decision making, which includes career, personal, lifelong learning, and goal setting. In today's world, the most important thing is a career. Maybe, there has been a lot of times with the people with having no clarification on where their career is taking them. Okay, so if you knew you would succeed, what is a type of the work that you would do? This is a time to make a commitment. In order to begin the next phase, you need to have a sense of direction with some general goals to work towards. What you could do is you can organize your idea into three groups precisely, and you could think about what would be your long-term vision for your career, or maybe what is your short-term vision for your career. So you would be able to set your course to becoming successful in your career. The second thing I would like to say is about your personal objectives. The most important factor is a lot of people in today's world have a lot of personal objectives, but you really need to figure out which objective of your personal life you want to achieve. And you can probably perhaps make a list of your personal objectives. And maybe you can sit, gather the data, and try to analyze how many personal objectives have you been taking care of, or maybe you have achieved those. And the ones which you have not, maybe you can start working on their personal objectives because it's the real time to decide when are you going to start working on things and when are you going to make the things more appropriate. Now, the next one I would like to tell you in decision making is the lifelong learning and the goal setting. Now, I would give you an example of goal setting, which is my fourth phase. And that would be I always prefer to set my goals to be smart. Now, I'll tell you what smart means according to me. It is nothing but basically specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Yes, you really gotta have a smart goal and you gotta set your goals quite smartly. Now, I'm gonna walk you through what exactly this means because you really gotta know. Now, specific means detailed, particular, or focused. A goal is specific when you know exactly what is to be achieved and accomplished. A simple goal is easier to understand. Imagine your goal as specially as you can. Ask who, where, what, when, and how specifically. Measurable goals are quantifiable. Think of the evidence that will let you know you have achieved it. For example, words like better or faster or quantifiable. Increase the courses of grades by measuring them. You really got to measure this and you have to be action orientated. That's what I mean to say when you have to be achievable. Now, realistic is where, most of the times you have a lot of goals. Maybe you want to buy a BMW, for instance, and you go ahead and you look for the prices. When you look at the prices, you think, okay, I really need to make a lot of cash now, and once I have the cash, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna own a BMW for myself. Now, in this process, you forget to be a little realistic. You forget to tend to have the idea whether I can really buy it and how long exactly it's gonna take, because can I buy a BMW is something you need to be realistic about. And then it goes to untimely frame how much time it will require for me to buy that. You really gotta be having goals which are SMART goals, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Now my fourth phase involves in network and contacts. Now you got to do a work search, typically and creative job search technique. Now you could do this via internet, word of mouth, blind letters. You will want to do some employer research, see if you're interested in working for a particular company or organization, find out different types of jobs or you know what you might be hired for, or prepare an interview networking and making connection with individual and groups of people and can be accomplished by personal meetings. Now, resume and letters are definitely going to help you because the more you pass on your resume to people around, the more networking you're building up. Now, when you send a resume, maybe you found advert, or maybe you found a consultant, or maybe you posted, for a job interview in any of our portal or website. Now you get this email reverts back. Try to analyze, try to find out before you send your resume and letters to what kind of organization that is and what kind of work are they trying to do and whether your skills and your talents would mix up there. And it's going to be really fun to work at a company or an organization where you can utilize your skills, your personal interests, and your talents. That's going to be really great. That's a place you got to be working at. And when it comes to the process of interviewing, now in today's world we are involved into global economy is what I would say. Now when we are involved in global economy, you have a lot of options. Now, before you go for an interview, you always make sure that you really know a lot about their organization, their culture, their working ethics, and their vision and goals, most importantly, because every company have their own corporate values. So you need to understand what their corporate values are and what is, when the company started working, when they came to reality, and is the company a big success in the market, and what's going to happen to the company in maybe next 5 years time? Where are they going to lead to? So these kind of things are really going to help you for your interviewing process. The next phase and the last phase, which I would like to tell you, is about employment offers and work success. Now, before you accept an offer for employment, take the time necessary to evaluate the offer. Don't don't jump at the first job offer you get. If you make a mistake, you might end up stuck in an unsuitable position with the negative feelings that would likely arise. You will find it difficult to talk about that job in interviews for other positions in the future. However, weigh the fear of being unemployed with the reality of the job market. You may decide that taking a job for now is not a choice. And after you have successfully completed those critical steps to find your job, whether paid or volunteer, there are steps to take down to ensure that it will be pleasant experience during the first week or months you will go through an orientation. So this was my segment today on your career development. I hope this is going to help you in terms of you know getting a proper job and getting yourself developed in the right manner and choosing the right company as well at the same time. So I hope you like this video of mine. So please subscribe on my YouTube channel and please leave your comments as well. Signing now is Kenneth.